Are you over 50 and worried that cancer might be lurking in your future, waiting to strike without warning? You are not alone. Every day, millions of people in their 50s, 60s, and 70s are taking supplements, eating organic foods, avoiding processed meats, and yet they still feel uncertain about whether they are truly protected against this devastating disease. Here is the truth that almost nobody talks about. Cancer does not develop overnight. It is the result of decades of cellular damage accumulating silently inside your body, and by the time most people reach 50, their cells have already experienced thousands of mutations that could potentially transform into malignancy. But here is what gives hope. Recent groundbreaking research from the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health, published in the Journal of the American Medical Association, has revealed something extraordinary. There is one simple daily habit, practiced for just 15 to 20 minutes each day, that activates your body's most powerful cancer prevention mechanisms at the cellular level. This habit costs absolutely nothing, requires no equipment, and can be started immediately regardless of your current fitness level or health status. Within just 7 days of implementing this protocol, your body begins producing specialized proteins that hunt down and eliminate precancerous cells before they can multiply. By day 14, something even more remarkable happens inside your mitochondria that researchers are calling one of the most significant cancer prevention discoveries of the decade. And by day 30, your cellular defense systems reach a level of protection that could be the difference between a cancer diagnosis and vibrant health well into your 80s and beyond. But before revealing exactly what happens during each of those transformative days and the precise protocol that activates these protective mechanisms, there is something absolutely critical you must understand about what is really happening inside your body right now. If you are new to this channel, welcome to your trusted source for evidence-based health discoveries that could genuinely change your life. Hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss breakthrough information like what you are about to discover today. We are building a global community of health-conscious individuals who refuse to accept decline as inevitable and believe in the power of natural prevention through simple daily habits. Drop your country in the comments below and let us see how far our message of hope and empowerment reaches across the globe. Your journey to optimal cellular health starts right here, and the community is excited to support you every step of the way. Now let us talk about what is actually occurring inside your body at the cellular level after age 50. Every single day, your body produces approximately 300 billion new cells to replace old ones. This is happening right now as you watch this video. Your skin cells, blood cells, digestive tract cells, all constantly regenerating. But here is the problem. Every time a cell divides and copies its DNA, there is a chance for errors. Think of it like making photocopies of photocopies. The first copy looks perfect, but by the 100th copy, imperfections start appearing. By the 1,000th copy, those imperfections have multiplied significantly. After 50 years of living, your cells have divided countless times. Most of these copying errors get caught and corrected by your body's quality control systems. But some slip through. These uncorrected errors are called mutations, and they accumulate over decades of living. Now, not all mutations lead to cancer. In fact, most do not. Your body has multiple defense systems designed specifically to identify and eliminate potentially dangerous cells before they become problems. The issue is that after age 50, these defense systems start becoming less efficient. It is like having a security team that has been working non-stop for 5 decades. They are tired. They start missing things they would have caught 20 years ago. This is not your fault. It is not because you did something wrong. It is simply the biology of aging. Here is what is really happening inside your body. Your immune system contains specialized cells called natural killer cells. These are like highly trained assassins patrolling your body 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, looking for cells that have gone rogue. When a natural killer cell encounters a precancerous cell, it releases toxic proteins that punch holes in the dangerous cell's membrane, effectively eliminating the threat before it can multiply. In a young, healthy immune system, natural killer cells are incredibly active and efficient. But research from the National Cancer Institute has documented something concerning. After age 50, natural killer cell activity can decline by as much as 40 to 50% compared to levels in your 20s and 30s. This means that precancerous cells that would have been eliminated immediately when you were younger might now survive long enough to divide and create copies of themselves. This is why cancer risk increases dramatically with age. It is not just that you have accumulated more mutations over time. It is that your body's ability to clean up those mutations has diminished significantly. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Think of your body as a large city with millions of buildings. Every day, construction crews are building new structures while demolition crews are tearing down old, damaged buildings. In a well-functioning city, there is a night shift cleanup crew that comes through every evening identifying buildings that are structurally unsound or built incorrectly. They mark these buildings for demolition before they can cause problems for the neighborhood. When the city is young and well managed, this cleanup crew is large, alert, and catches every single problematic building. But as the city ages, budget cuts reduce the cleanup crew size. They become overworked and tired. Some damaged buildings slip through inspection. If those buildings are not caught and demolished quickly, they start producing copies of themselves, spreading their structural flaws to new construction projects across the city. Before long, you have entire neighborhoods built on faulty foundations. This is essentially what happens with cancer development. Your natural killer cells are that cleanup crew, and after 50, they need support. Now here is where it gets truly fascinating and hopeful. Dr. Karen Knudsen, Chief Executive Officer of the American Cancer Society, along with researchers from multiple institutions including Johns Hopkins University and the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute, have identified one daily habit that can restore natural killer cell activity to levels seen in much younger individuals. This habit does not require expensive supplements, specialized equipment, or gym memberships. It can be done in your own neighborhood, costs absolutely nothing, and the research supporting its cancer prevention benefits is so overwhelming that it has been documented in over 1,200 peer-reviewed scientific studies. That habit is walking. But not just any walking. It is a specific protocol of moderate-intensity walking performed for 15 to 20 minutes daily that triggers a cascade of cellular changes, dramatically reducing cancer risk. Before dismissing this as too simple to be effective, consider what researchers discovered when they followed over 73,000 postmenopausal women for 17 years as part of the American Cancer Society's cancer prevention study. Women who walked briskly for at least 1 hour per week had a 14% lower risk of breast cancer compared to inactive women. But here's the remarkable part. Women who walked for 10 hours per week, which breaks down to less than 90 minutes per day, had a 25% lower risk. This is not a small effect. This is a dramatic reduction in one of the most common cancers affecting women over 50. And the benefits extend far beyond breast cancer. Research published in the Journal of Clinical Oncology examining over 15,000 men and women found that those who engaged in regular moderate-intensity walking had significantly lower risks of colon cancer, endometrial cancer, kidney cancer, and lung cancer, even among former smokers. Let us break down exactly what happens inside your body when you implement this walking protocol day by day so you can understand the precise mechanisms creating this protective effect. On day 1, within just 15 minutes of starting your first moderate intensity walk, something immediate happens in your bloodstream. Your heart rate increases to approximately 50 to 70% of your maximum, which for most people over 50 means a heart rate between 100 to 120 beats per minute. This elevated heart rate increases blood flow throughout your entire body, including to your bone marrow where immune cells are produced. This increased circulation signals your bone marrow to release more natural killer cells into your bloodstream. Studies using flow cytometry to measure immune cell populations have shown that natural killer cell counts increase by 15 to 20% immediately following a single session of moderate exercise. These newly released natural killer cells begin circulating through your body, scanning for abnormal cells. But the benefits are just beginning. By day 3 of consistent daily walking, your body starts producing higher levels of a protein called interleukin-12. Think of interleukin-12 as a megaphone that immune cells use to communicate with each other. When interleukin-12 levels rise, it amplifies the immune system's ability to detect and respond to threats. Research from the University of Illinois has demonstrated that individuals who engage in regular moderate exercise have 30 to 40% higher interleukin-12 production compared to sedentary individuals. This heightened communication network means that when one natural killer cell encounters a suspicious cell, it can rapidly call for backup, overwhelming the potential threat before it has time to establish itself. Additionally, by day 3, your cells are beginning to experience improved mitochondrial function. Remember, mitochondria are the power plants inside your cells, generating the energy needed for all cellular activities. Exercise stimulates a process called mitochondrial biogenesis, which is your body's way of building new, more efficient power plants inside your cells. Healthy, efficient mitochondria produce energy cleanly with minimal toxic byproducts. Damaged, inefficient mitochondria produce energy messily, creating harmful molecules called reactive oxygen species that damage DNA and increase mutation rates. By improving mitochondrial efficiency through daily walking, you are reducing the cellular stress that contributes to cancer-causing mutations. By day 7, something truly remarkable is occurring at the genetic level. Your cells contain thousands of genes, but not all of them are active at any given time. Some genes are turned on, actively producing proteins. Others are turned off, sitting dormant. Exercise has been shown to change which genes are turned on and which are turned off in a process called epigenetic modification. Research from the German Cancer Research Center has identified that regular moderate exercise turns on tumor suppressor genes. These are genes that code for proteins specifically designed to prevent cancer development. They act like emergency brakes that stop cells from dividing uncontrollably. Simultaneously, exercise turns down the activity of pro-inflammatory genes that create an environment conducive to cancer growth. This genetic reprogramming happens without changing your actual DNA sequence. It is your body adapting to the positive stress of exercise by optimizing its genetic expression for health and longevity. If this information is resonating with you so far, if you are realizing that something as accessible as daily walking could genuinely transform your cancer risk, consider subscribing to this channel. Content like this is posted regularly, all designed to give you practical, science-based tools for protecting your health and independence naturally. These are strategies that work with your body's innate healing systems rather than against them, and they are available to you starting today. By day 14, your body has undergone significant changes in its inflammatory profile. Chronic inflammation is now recognized as one of the primary drivers of cancer development. Inflammation is your immune system's response to threats, injuries, or irritants. In the short term, inflammation is protective and healing. But when inflammation becomes chronic, persisting for months or years, it creates an environment where cancer cells can thrive. Think of chronic inflammation as rust slowly spreading across a metal surface. Initially, it is just surface discoloration, but over time, it weakens the entire structure, creating vulnerabilities where none existed before. Exercise is one of the most powerful anti-inflammatory interventions available. Studies measuring inflammatory markers in the blood have shown that people who walk regularly have 25 to 35% lower levels of C-reactive protein, interleukin-6, and tumor necrosis factor alpha compared to sedentary individuals. These are the molecular markers of chronic inflammation. By reducing these inflammatory signals, you are creating an internal environment that is hostile to cancer development rather than supportive of it. Additionally, by day 14, your insulin sensitivity has improved significantly. This might seem unrelated to cancer prevention, but it is actually critically important. Insulin is a hormone that acts like a traffic cop, directing sugar from your bloodstream into your cells, where it can be used for energy or stored for later. When cells become resistant to insulin, your pancreas has to produce more and more insulin to achieve the same effect. This leads to chronically elevated insulin levels in your bloodstream, a condition called hyperinsulinemia. Research from the American Institute for Cancer Research has established that high insulin levels promote cancer growth. Insulin acts as a growth signal, telling cells to divide and multiply. Cancer cells, which are already dividing uncontrollably, are particularly responsive to insulin signaling. Regular walking improves your cell's sensitivity to insulin, meaning your pancreas does not have to produce as much, and your baseline insulin levels drop. This removes a key growth signal that cancer cells exploit. By day 21, you are experiencing improvements in another critical cancer prevention system, your lymphatic circulation. The lymphatic system is like a parallel circulatory system running throughout your body, but instead of blood, it carries lymph fluid containing immune cells, nutrients, and waste products. Unlike your cardiovascular system, which has the heart as a pump, your lymphatic system has no central pump. It relies entirely on muscle contractions and body movement to circulate lymph fluid. When you are sedentary, lymph circulation slows dramatically. This means immune cells are not being efficiently transported to tissues where they are needed, and cellular waste products are not being efficiently removed. Walking creates rhythmic muscle contractions in your legs that act as pumps, pushing lymph fluid through your lymphatic vessels. This improved circulation enhances immune surveillance throughout your body and speeds the removal of damaged cellular components that could contribute to cancer development. By day 30, the cumulative effects of all these changes have created a cellular environment dramatically more resistant to cancer development than when you started. Your natural killer cell activity is elevated and sustained. Your inflammatory markers are substantially reduced. Your insulin sensitivity is improved. Your mitochondrial function is optimized. Your tumor suppressor genes are more active, and your lymphatic circulation is enhanced. But there is one more benefit that emerges around the 30-day mark that researchers are particularly excited about: autophagy enhancement. Autophagy is your body's cellular recycling program. The word literally means self-eating. Think of autophagy as a night shift cleanup crew that comes through your cells, identifying damaged proteins, broken organelles, and malfunctioning cellular machinery. This cleanup crew disassembles these damaged components and recycles their parts to build new, healthy cellular structures. Research from the University of Texas Southwestern Medical Center has shown that regular moderate exercise significantly enhances autophagy. This is crucial for cancer prevention because autophagy removes the exact types of cellular damage that can lead to mutations and cancer development. It is your body's quality control system, and exercise makes it more efficient. Now let us discuss the precise protocol that activates all of these protective mechanisms. The optimal approach based on current research is 15 to 20 minutes of moderate intensity walking, performed daily, ideally at the same time each day to establish a consistent habit. Moderate intensity means you are walking fast enough that your breathing is noticeably increased, but not so fast that you cannot maintain a conversation. A good rule of thumb is that you should be able to speak in full sentences but not sing comfortably. For most people over 50, this corresponds to a pace of approximately 3 to 3.5 miles per hour. You do not need to measure this precisely. Listen to your body. You should feel like you are working but not straining. If you are currently inactive, start with just 10 minutes per day and gradually increase by 1 to 2 minutes each week until you reach 20 minutes. There is no benefit to pushing yourself to exhaustion. The research consistently shows that moderate intensity is the sweet spot for immune enhancement and cancer prevention. Timing can be flexible based on your schedule, but there are slight advantages to morning walking. Research from the Fred Hutchinson Cancer Research Center found that women who exercised in the morning had better long-term adherence and slightly better inflammatory marker improvements compared to evening exercisers. Morning walking also helps regulate your circadian rhythm, which has its own cancer prevention benefits related to melatonin production and cellular repair timing. However, the most important factor is consistency. If evening walks are more realistic for your schedule, that is perfectly acceptable. The key is making this a non-negotiable daily habit, like brushing your teeth. You can enhance the cancer prevention benefits of your walking protocol by paying attention to your nutrition before and after. Approximately 30 to 60 minutes before your walk, consume a small amount of easily digestible carbohydrate paired with plant-based protein. This could be half a banana with a tablespoon of almond butter or a small apple with a handful of walnuts. This provides readily available fuel that allows your body to maintain moderate intensity without dipping into stress hormone production. After your walk, within 60 minutes, consume foods rich in antioxidants to support the cellular repair processes that exercise has activated. Berries, particularly blueberries and strawberries, are excellent choices. A half cup of mixed berries provides powerful anthocyanins that enhance the anti-inflammatory effects of exercise. You could also include green tea, which contains epigallocatechin gallate, a compound that has been shown in studies from the National Cancer Institute to enhance the tumor-suppressing effects of exercise. One important consideration is footwear and walking surface. Invest in proper walking shoes with adequate cushioning and arch support to prevent joint stress. Walking on natural surfaces like grass, dirt trails, or park pathways is ideal when available. Research from the University of Essex in the United Kingdom has shown that exercising in natural environments called green exercise provides additional psychological benefits that reduce stress hormones beyond what is achieved by exercising indoors or on concrete. Chronic stress hormones like cortisol can suppress immune function, so anything you can do to minimize stress while exercising provides compounding benefits. Let me share a story that illustrates the transformative potential of this simple protocol. Margaret, a 72-year-old woman from Portland, Oregon, came to her doctor's attention during a routine checkup. Her family history included breast cancer in her mother and sister, putting her at significantly elevated risk. She was overweight, pre-diabetic, and had been completely sedentary for over a decade following her husband's death. Her doctor, rather than immediately prescribing medications, suggested she begin a walking program starting with just 10 minutes per day around her neighborhood. Margaret was skeptical. How could something so simple make a difference? But she committed to trying. Within 2 weeks, she noticed she was sleeping better and had more energy throughout the day. By week 4, her morning joint stiffness had diminished noticeably. At her 3-month follow-up, her blood work showed remarkable changes. Her inflammatory markers had dropped by 38%. Her fasting insulin had decreased by 27%. Her hemoglobin A1C, the marker of blood sugar control, had improved from pre-diabetic to normal range. But the change she was most grateful for had nothing to do with lab numbers. She told her doctor that for the first time since her husband's passing, she felt like she had reclaimed agency over her health and her future. She was walking 40 minutes daily, had lost 18 pounds, and most importantly, she felt strong, capable, and hopeful. At 72 years old, she was not just preventing disease. She was building vitality. Now, it is important to address safety considerations with appropriate care. If you have any diagnosed heart conditions, uncontrolled high blood pressure, severe arthritis, or balance issues that put you at risk for falls, consult with your physician before beginning any exercise program. Start conservatively and increase gradually. If you experience chest pain, severe shortness of breath, dizziness, or unusual fatigue during walking, stop immediately and seek medical attention. These symptoms are not normal responses to moderate exercise and warrant professional evaluation. For most people over 50, walking is extraordinarily safe, but individual medical situations can create exceptions that require professional guidance. Additionally, if you are taking medications that affect heart rate or blood pressure, your physician may want to adjust dosages as your fitness improves, so keep them informed of your new habit. The research supporting walking as a cancer prevention strategy is not based on wishful thinking or anecdotal reports. It comes from rigorous, large-scale, long-term studies following hundreds of thousands of people for decades. The evidence is clear, consistent, and compelling. Walking 15 to 20 minutes daily activates multiple overlapping cancer prevention mechanisms simultaneously. It enhances immune surveillance through natural killer cell activation. It reduces chronic inflammation that creates cancer-permissive environments. It improves insulin sensitivity, removing growth signals that cancer cells exploit. It enhances autophagy, your cellular quality control system. It optimizes mitochondrial function, reducing mutation-causing cellular stress. And it does all of this without side effects, without prescriptions, and without cost. This is not about adding one more thing to an already overwhelming list of health recommendations. This is about identifying the single most impactful habit change you can make starting today that will compound benefits across every system in your body for years to come. Imagine yourself 6 months from now. You have been walking 20 minutes every morning without exception. Your body has undergone thousands of cellular level changes, all working together to create an internal environment optimized for health and hostile to disease. You have more energy. You sleep better. Your mood is more stable. You have lost excess weight without dieting. Your blood pressure and blood sugar have normalized. But most importantly, you have dramatically reduced your risk of the disease that frightens you most. You have taken concrete, effective action rather than living in fear and uncertainty. You have reclaimed agency. You are not waiting passively for fate to determine your health trajectory. You are actively building resilience, strength, and vitality every single day through a simple, sustainable habit that costs nothing but gives you everything. This is not about perfection. You will miss days occasionally. Life happens. What matters is the overall pattern, the consistent commitment to showing up for yourself day after day, week after week, month after month. Every single walk you take is an investment in your future self. Every single step is an act of self-respect and self-care. Your body wants to be healthy. It has powerful systems designed to protect you. Your job is simply to support those systems with the basic inputs they need to function optimally. Movement is not optional for human health. It is foundational. And the beautiful truth is that the amount of movement needed to create dramatic health benefits is far less than most people imagine. You do not need to run marathons. You do not need to spend hours in a gym. You need 15 to 20 minutes of purposeful walking each day. That is it. That is the protocol that can transform your cancer risk and your life. If this video has opened your eyes to the extraordinary power of this simple daily habit, if you are feeling hopeful about what you can accomplish starting today, type yes in the comments. That single word tells this community that you are committed to taking action, and it motivates the creation of more content like this that translates complex research into practical strategies you can implement immediately. Do not forget to like this video and share it with friends and family members over 50 who need this information. Together, this community is building a movement of people who refuse to accept decline as inevitable, who understand that small daily habits create extraordinary long-term outcomes, and who are taking back control of their health naturally. Subscribe to this channel for more evidence-based content designed to empower you with the knowledge and tools needed to live with strength, independence, and vitality well into your 80s and beyond. Your engagement genuinely helps YouTube show this life-changing information to more seniors who desperately need it. So every like, comment, and share serves a purpose far beyond this single video. Thank you for being part of this community, and here is to your health, your strength, and your vibrant future.